What initiative/turn system do you prefer?
So here, rolled up sleeves on a button shirt is the new grey sweatpants. Good to know. So initiative systems. I don't really like any of them because they all present problems. So traditionally, you will roll, you will add a bonus, and that determines who goes first. And you may or may not re-roll that every turn, which is yet another step to combat, which drags it out more. Makes it more difficult to keep a head of steam going during combat. Other games use various other things, like you'll draw cards and you will take your turns when we count down to that card or whatever, or that number, or each action takes a certain amount of initiative points from a pool that you've generated. There's a lot of ways to do it, and none of them are really that satisfactory. I think a lot depends on the game. If you're going for something more realistic, you're going to want a more granular initiative system. If you're going for something more cinematic, you're going to not particularly care, or you're going to let the heroes go first, or in whatever order they want, intermixed with the bad guys, or the bad guys may not even get a turn and until something else happens or someone screws up their initiative. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. I think these days I kind of default to good guys get to do their actions first. On a mechanical level, the initiative system that I've always liked the most and have imported into other systems is that from, I think, either the first or second edition of Blue Planet. In that, initiative was more like your combat awareness. So that enabled you to choose when you could go, provided you had the higher initiative, and it also allowed you to interrupt what others were doing. Because the problem with traditional initiative systems is that you declare and complete your action first, and then everyone else gets to react to what you did in an intelligent way. So in some ways, having the initiative and going first can be a disadvantage. In Blue Planet, you could either shoot your bolt going first, or you could hold your action until someone else did something. So, say I am a colonial marshal hiding behind a shipping container, duking it out with some poachers who've been killing some important sea life. There I am with my enormous pistol, hiding and waiting. I roll the highest initiative. I choose to hold my initiative. One of the gang members tries to run across to get into cover that's closer to me and to get a better angle on me. I interrupt his action with my higher initiative in the middle of his movement, and I pop out and I blat the guy. That's how that initiative worked. So that kind of made sense more, in that people with the higher initiative, the better combat awareness, the better situational awareness of what was going on, could either use that to steal a march on everyone else and go first, or they could hold on to it and choose to go whenever they wanted to. But that was also kind of complicated. So I prefer simplicity, but I also like genre emulation, or realism if you're aiming for realism as a genre emulation. So that's kind of where I am on the whole thing. Other things like clocks and ticks and so on, they seem appealing on paper, but then I've tended to find that when you actually sit down to use them, not so good.